How are you? The Indian philosophy of food. Phillip Sheppard, my favorite survivor from the show Survivor.
Thank you so much.
Welcome, Phillip. Welcome to my kitchen.
Oh, it's a beautiful kitchen you have here. I'm
Thank
loving
you.
it.
Thank you.
It
Thank
smells
you.
delicious in here.
Lovely. I'm so glad you came and you like what we have over here.
Yes, it's beautiful.
And your crispy rice has become viral.
Yes.
What is this crispy rice?
Well, crispy rice, when you're playing on Survivor, you go through the game for 39 days. And for a great number of those days, you're not going to get a lot to eat. But the one thing you will get is a bag of rice. When you get that bag of rice, there are a number of ways to prepare it. You can either boil it, you can boil sea salt and leave the salt that's left in the pot, and then you can put the rice in there and add water and cook it like you do rice at home. But there's something special that we get to make in the game that we all love. And the one guy that introduced it to us new players was Boston Rock, because he had previously played, and they basically cook it in a pot. They leave some of the rice left in the pot and it sticks. And then you rotate it and you stir it and you're turning it, and it gets really crispy and brown, like little crunchy rice. And for some reason, if we had some oil or a little sea salt left, you sprinkle that on top. It was delicious.
I'm sure it was.
Yes.
It comes from the Middle East.
Okay.
They have a dish and they always brown their rice at the bottom and do exactly what you're saying, but they mix their rice with cranberries and nuts and spices and herbs and veggies and all sorts of things. It's a very popular dish in the Middle East.
Wow, we would have done anything for something like that out there. We just had the basic crispy.
You needed some nuts and cranberry.
Cherries,
and the
that
cherries.
sugar, I just get so excited hearing about it.
Absolutely. Phillip, I am making crispy rice for you today.
You are?
I'm making some crispy rice for you today. And I am making it my way, completely different from what you said to me just now.
Wow.
And I do have some rice and I want you to make it if you can, or tell me how to make it and I'll do it your way.
You know what? This is your kitchen. I'd like to tell you how to make it.
Come on.
Okay, you want me to make it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make it.
Do it.
All right, okay. When I played on the first time on the show, season 22, Redemption Island, they would not share the crispy rice with me. The girls were like, no, we're saving the rice for Rob. All of them had gotten their fair share.
Well, you know something? I hope you'll share it with me when
Absolutely.
you make it. Oh, well, thank you. Is this enough or even less?
Let's just do less just so that we can get a nice little sample. That looks pretty good right there.
All right, okay.
Okay, so.
Let's turn the heat on.
Okay.
And since this is a non-stick pan, let me give you a non-stick silicone
So what I like to do
here.
is you've already got the rice here. I want
just the rice. This is no salt, nothing else except
right.
the rice. And this is my Indian basmati rice we are using today.
I have a feeling this is going to be really super special. I'm really
I
excited
hope
about
so.
it.
Come on, Phillip.
Okay, so what we do is we're going to let it, heat up a little bit here. I'm not going to play with it.
So important to not move things too much.
Right. So we're going to leave it there now, and then as it begins to get brown, I'm going to rotate it again until all the rice actually begins to get crispy.
Would you add some sort of a fat?
I will do that, but I'm doing it from the jungle now.
All right. Okay.
Latin
Let's see
America.
it. Let's see
so
it.
it's like it had to burn a little bit.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And then slowly, when I'm going to change it a little bit. I want to do it like the way I do the crispy rice at home. When someone comes over and says, Phillip, will you share some of the crispy rice? So the way I do it at home, I do it just like we start off in the jungle, where it's going to get brown on the bottom a little bit. I keep an eye on to make sure I don't burn it. And then I add a little bit of butter. And then I sometimes add garlic for a little flavor. And I also add some rock salt.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
This is Himalayan rock salt.
Right,
But you can also use sea salt. For me, I just watch high blood pressure. I want to make sure that my blood pressure is at 70 over 122, heart rate at 52. That's what I maintain when I get ready to go out there and play. So I don't generally put a lot of salt.
But you're so fit. Not many of us are fit like you.
Well, thank you so much. I'm a little out of shape. I just came back from a charity in Florida called Give Kids the World, where families come in from all over the world who have sick children, and reality stars come in and spend the weekend raising. We raised $100,000 this year for that particular effort. So part of that effort means I get to eat all the stuff I normally wouldn't eat.
Do you ever add more certain vegetables and?
I do. I mean, I play with it, but there's something about it for me, having been on the show Survivor, that it's when I want to have what I call a sentimental moment that just takes me right back to the jungle. I make it just like this, but you're absolutely right. You can add other ingredients,
surely
cashews if that's what you like, or some other healthy nut. Pecans I also like, but that's rare. I mean, that's like highly unusual for me to go that far. That's what we're going for.
Yes.
We're getting that brown, crispy color.
Yes.
Oh, Boston Rob, I got you here, brother. I know you would like a piece of this for sure, but this here is going to be all mine and my new friend.
Some for mine. Some for me also.
Yes, yes. Oh, this is looking so good. I'm picked on all the time because I didn't get a lot of crispy rice, right? So I love to make it at home and have a few friends come over, and whenever I go to certain types of restaurants.
Okay, Philip, I'm coming.
You're coming, okay. You know what I need whenever I'm in the kitchen is, if you don't mind, is a little paper towel, because as you can see, the specialist feels like he's under pressure here to make the perfect crispy rice. And now he's starting to, flush. So, there we go. Oh, this is really turning out nice. I don't know if I told you that I have 12 brothers and sisters. 7 sisters, 5 brothers, and I'm a twin, Philip and Phyllis. Phyllis is a PhD professor.
What a family. You don't need anyone else around you.
Well, I wouldn't say that, because I love people. And in particular, I love people who love other people. And, getting to know you over the years here in town, I feel very fortunate to have been able to actually get your cookbook with 1,000 recipes and have you sign it for me. So that was a really special moment for me.
Well, thank you, Philip.
I'm getting ready to start on a brand new project involving the specialist. It's totally unique. I would tell you about it right now, all you folks at home, but I can't. The reason I can't, because I'm doing one of those things I did on the show called Stealth R Us. It's a secret. That means I can't tell you about it.
Of course.
The only person that's not here that one day I'm looking forward to making some crispy rice for is the host of the show. I gave him the name The Piercing Eagle. Jeff Probst is the host of that show, and I jokingly said how he could come soaring in with a question, a piercing question. That's how I gave him the name, because I gave so many people in our alliance a name. But he hasn't had my crispy rice. So if you see this, Jeff, I'm looking forward to you having a taste of my crispy rice, because I've actually perfected it.
This is looking absolutely wonderful.
We're getting the color, the brown color here.
Yes, we are.
Right?
Yes,
so
we are.
Nice
it's
color.
Looking beautiful.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead. And I like to start first with a little butter. That's my idea. I love a little butter, because I never eat butter that often. If you haven't seen her recipe book with 1,000 recipes, it's phenomenal. It's won a number of awards around the world in terms of the quality of the recipes, in addition to the variety, over 1,000 of them. So
this book got the Best International Cookbook Award by the
give it up.
IACP, which is the International Association of Culinary Professionals.
I've just now added a little pinch of garlic.
It didn't look like a little pinch. I think it was about a teaspoon of minced, is what I would say.
About a teaspoon?
Of minced.
Okay, you heard it from a chef, The specialist will just grab whatever he could find in the jungle. Oh my goodness, folks, this is looking good. This is almost the equivalent of soul food. For those of you watching in the South, you know what I'm talking about. I think just a couple of minutes longer, and I'm going to be really happy with this. Did I add the salt? I couldn't remember.
You did not.
I did not. We've got to have the salt in my view.
Absolutely. I was going to ask you.
Now, if you can see, I'm going to turn it. I just love these shakers like this, where you don't have to grind it in the... There we go. That's plenty there.
It's plenty.
Yeah. When we're in the jungle, we would take a cloth or a piece of a T-shirt or one of our pieces of a garment, and we'd put that over the rice to seal it. And then you would let it continue to cook, and then we would put it back on the fire.
But you would reduce the flame at that point, wouldn't you?
We would reduce the flame because we were in the jungle, and we
Oh,
would just
you
not
couldn't.
put more wood on it.
You could not. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But we would be moving it, and the girls would keep a very close eye on it. One of my compadres, who I call Divinity Eliminator in the show, Andrea, she was expert in not only making the rice, but also scraping every little last scrape out of there. And she's a dear friend, even after the show. Look at that.
It looks lovely, absolutely.
Okay. You know what? I want to turn it off now. I'm
Let's
very
try.
satisfied with how this is looking.
Lovely.
Ooh, did you see the rice pop?
I did.
You
I
almost got
absolutely
popcorn rice
did.
here. Okay,
Yes.
that's right. So that was telling, that's the clue for me to like turn it off. Then I like to let it sit for a second, a little longer.
You know, this thing about t-shirt that you're saying
Yeah.
is something that is a very common practice in India also.
Wow.
And of course, we don't use t-shirts. We use a cheesecloth or a piece of muslin
Yes,
or
I
a
think-
towel or something.
Yes.
And especially when you're cooking rice in a large quantity,
Yes.
you turn it off a little ahead of time.
Right.
Before it's completely cooked.
Well, we would move it off the fire.
There
You're
you
absolutely
go.
right. We'd move it off the
Yes,
fire.
and then put that thing on, put the lid on.
Yeah.
And what happens at that point is whatever juices, whatever liquids there are absorb, the cloth absorbs them.
Ah, okay.
And just gives the grain a wonderful texture
Texture.
and dryness.
Right.
And perfect cooking.
And we would scoop some of that out now and share that. And then what was left, the little that was left like we have here, that's what would go back on the fire and we would crispy it.
Lovely.
And Boston Rob would often would say, I only want the crispy.
Yeah.
No, you guys can have, I
But
want
you
the
had
crispy.
enough of it so you could ask for only the crispy? Or?
Absolutely. We all got some of the crispy, but I think the one time when that happened where they didn't want to share it, I think I went off and did what we call one of these private interviews on the show where they, interview privately. And then when I came back, I hadn't had crispy left yet, and there was a little crispy, and all of them had already gotten their seconds, and I wanted to come in because I felt my bowl that I gotten was insufficient for the specialist. And I wanted to get a little teaspoon more, and the girls were having none of it. I mean, they closed ranks. This is for, Boston
goodness.
Rob, right?
Should we start tasting?
I think, yeah, what I would, if it's okay, I'd like to take it off the...
Let's take it off. Put it
Okay.
on another burner maybe.
Okay. And then we'll let it cool off a little bit.
Okay, and then
And did we turn that off?
we did, yes.
And then what I would do, of course, if I was, still playing on the show, we'd just go do other things until it got to the point that we could actually put our hands in there without burning. I'm going to scoop a little bit with my fingers because that's what we would do. So, but not out of the pot, of course.
You know what?
What?
You can.
Okay.
Wash your hands first, please.
I did wash. Before I cooked, I washed my hands. I would never start in the kitchen without washing my hands.
Here's your crispy rice. I'm going to
Wow.
pull mine out also.
Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. Wow. Look at that. What's in that?
This has, of course, just a touch of salt,
Okay.
finely chopped red bell peppers, some cilantro, and a touch of ginger and not garlic.
Wow. I'm sure that the reason she looks as vital and young and beautiful as she does is because of the types of food that she makes and the way she prepares it. And anytime you make something like this and it's been prepared
I
with
really
love.
appreciate your saying that,
Yeah,
Philip.
it's true,
Thank
it's
you
true.
so much.
Okay,
You
I'll
taste
start with
yours
mine.
and tell me,
Okay.
is it okay?
Look at that. Look at that. Look at there. Look at there. Here we go.
Oh, I can hear the crunch here. I can hear the crunch. Ooh.
Oh my goodness. That is so, so good.
Oh, how wonderful.
Wow.
Delicious. And
What-
that crunch?
And you're cooking it on a gas stove. I have to tell you, because sometimes I have electric stove, and it's just not the same.
It's not the
It's not the same. I think that's why it poured out of the pot so easily without sticking. Well,
Now let's try this one.
please, may I? May I?
Oh, absolutely.
I would like a kid in a candy
Try to
jar.
get the bottom also because that's where it's going to be.
The most crispy. Can I show
I
them the
can
color
see-
again?
yeah.
Look at that beautiful color. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing, folks. And to serve it even in this kind of dish is just, I don't mean to be gluttonous, but look at this.
Look at this. Oh, I hear another crunch.
It's crunchy.
Huge crunch
And the
there
ginger.
also.
Oh my God. Excuse me, I didn't mean to call his name in vain, but this is just absolutely delicious. It's got color. You taste every single little piece of flavor she put in here. And the ginger is just a nice little touch. It's just absolutely wonderful. A lot of times when we're on the show that we'll win a challenge and they give you certain spices that you get. I don't recall us ever getting ginger. I hope that in a future game they actually bring ginger out there. This is amazing.
There's another flavor we're getting here. Can you tell there is a little mustardy flavor? From the mustard oil.
Oh, that's what's different. I think with mine, I might enhance it at a future time with mustard oil because I didn't do that here.
I have to give you some.
Please.
Oh,
please.
love to.
This is so delicious and it has so much wonderful flavors in it that for a very special occasion, and in my case, that'd be for a special lady, I would make this for her. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
You are so wonderful. Please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out my website. And please come back for more recipes. We'll have much more for you.